On the contrary, it encourages you to learn and improve because you are treating yourself with respect and care rather than punishment. Many people find it helpful to practice self-forgiveness through reflection and honest conversation with themselves. Journaling can be a powerful tool for this, allowing you to express your feelings, confront your mistakes, and explore your fears without judgment. Sometimes writing a letter to yourself or the person you may have hurt, whether you send it or not, helps externalize the pain and begin the healing process. These practices create a safe space for emotional release and understanding, essential steps toward forgiveness. Another vital part of forgiving yourself is cultivating compassion for your imperfection. You have to remember that being human means being imperfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has moments they regret. This shared human experience connects you to others and reminds you that you are not alone in your struggles. When you view yourself through a lens of compassion instead of judgment, you allow space for healing and growth. You replace self-hatred with self-love, a shift that changes everything. Forgiving yourself also opens the door to freeing your heart from bitterness and resentment. Holding on to negative emotions about yourself creates a block that affects not only your internal world, but also your relationships with others. When you forgive yourself, you create more emotional space for joy, love, and connection. You become more open to giving and receiving love because you're no longer carrying the heavy baggage of self-recrimination. Sometimes forgiving yourself requires confronting difficult emotions like grief, anger, or sadness. These feelings might surface as you unpack the reasons behind your mistakes or the pain they cause. Instead of pushing these emotions away, radical forgiveness invites you to feel them fully and honor their presence. Emotional processing is a crucial part of healing. By allowing yourself to experience and release these feelings, you move closer to true forgiveness and peace. Forgiveness is also a form of liberation. When you hold on to blame and guilt, you give those experiences control over your present and future. But when you forgive yourself, you reclaim that control. You choose to let go of what no longer serves you and to live with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. This freedom is empowering because it allows you to focus your energy on building the life you want rather than being anchored by your past. It's important to recognize that self-forgiveness is a gift that keeps on giving. Each time you forgive yourself, you strengthen your emotional resilience and deepen your capacity for self-love. You build a foundation that supports you through life's inevitable challenges and setbacks. This foundation is essential for sustained growth and happiness. Ultimately, forgiving yourself is a radical act of self-love. It's a commitment to treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and grace that you would offer to a dear friend. It means choosing peace over punishment and healing over hurt. And as you practice forgiveness, you step into a fuller, freer version of yourself, ready to embrace the future with hope and courage. Speaking to yourself with respect is one of the most powerful ways to nurture your self-esteem and build a foundation for lasting self-love. The way you talk to yourself influences how you see the world, how you handle challenges, and how you relate to others. When your inner dialogue is respectful and compassionate, it becomes a source of strength, encouragement, and guidance. But when it's filled with criticism, doubt, or negativity, it can sabotage your confidence and keep you trapped in cycles of self-doubt and fear. Learning to speak to yourself with respect means intentionally choosing kindness and understanding in the way you treat your inner voice. Many people are unaware of just how harsh and unforgiving their internal conversations can be. It's common to criticize ourselves more severely than we would ever criticize someone else. We replay mistakes in our minds, magnify flaws, and tell ourselves stories that chip away at our self-worth. This inner critic can feel relentless, making it difficult to believe in your abilities or to feel deserving of love and happiness. Speaking to yourself with respect disrupts this harmful pattern by creating a new narrative. One that honors your efforts, acknowledges your struggles, and affirms your value regardless of imperfections. Respectful self-talk starts with awareness. You have to become conscious of the messages you send yourself throughout the day. Notice the tone, the words, and the intentions behind your inner dialogue. Are you kind and patient, or are you sharp and dismissive? Do you speak to yourself like a supportive friend, or do you sound more like a harsh judge? This awareness is the first step because you can't change what you don't recognize. Once you identify negative or disrespectful patterns, you can begin to shift them toward more constructive and affirming language. Changing your inner dialogue isn't about forcing yourself into blind positivity or ignoring your challenges. It's about being honest while maintaining respect and compassion. For example, instead of saying, "I'm terrible at this," you might say, "I'm still learning and it's okay to make mistakes." Instead of, "I'll never be good enough," you can say, "I'm doing my best and that is enough for now." These subtle shifts in language make a significant difference because they soften the way you treat yourself and open space for growth rather than discouragement. When you speak to yourself with respect, you also create a stronger sense of trust within. You begin to rely on your inner voice for encouragement and support rather than harsh judgment. This trust builds resilience because you know you can face setbacks without being crushed by negative self-talk. Instead, your internal dialogue becomes a steady companion that reminds you of your worth and your capacity to overcome difficulties. Respectful self-talk also encourages you to set realistic expectations and to celebrate your progress. Often we are our own worst critics, demanding perfection and overlooking our achievements. Speaking to yourself with respect means acknowledging your efforts and giving yourself credit for small victories. It means recognizing that growth is a process and that every step forward, no matter how small, is valuable. This positive reinforcement motivates you to keep going and strengthens your belief in yourself. Another important aspect of speaking to yourself with respect is recognizing your inherent worth beyond accomplishments or external validation. Too often we tie our value to what we do or how others perceive us. Respectful self-talk reminds you that your worth is intrinsic and not contingent on performance or approval. When you internalize this truth, you stop measuring yourself against unrealistic standards and start embracing who you are, flaws and all. It's also vital to be patient and gentle with yourself during times of struggle or failure. Life inevitably brings challenges, disappointments, and moments of doubt. Speaking to yourself with respect means acknowledging these difficulties without harshness or blame. You might say, "This is tough, but I am capable of handling it," rather than berating yourself for not having everything figured out. This compassionate approach helps reduce anxiety and promotes emotional healing. Practicing respectful self-talk can be supported by daily rituals and reminders. You might start your day with affirmations that reinforce your value or end your day by reflecting on moments when you treated yourself kindly. Writing down positive statements or keeping a journal of your strengths and accomplishments can also reinforce respectful inner communication. These practices train your mind to default to kindness rather than criticism. When you consistently speak to yourself with respect, you set a powerful example for how others should treat you. The way you view and speak to yourself sets the tone for your relationships. If you honor yourself, others are more likely to honor you as well. This shift can lead to healthier interactions, better boundaries, and more fulfilling connections. Speaking to yourself with respect transforms your inner world. It creates a safe and supportive mental environment where confidence can grow, fears can be faced, and dreams can be pursued. Your inner voice becomes a source of motivation and comfort rather than doubt and discouragement. This respectful dialogue strengthens your sense of identity and empowers you to live authentically and courageously. It is a daily practice that nurtures your soul and lays the groundwork for a life filled with self-love and resilience. Investing time in self-care is one of the most vital acts of respect and love you can give yourself. Yet it's often overlooked or dismissed as indulgence. Self-care is not a luxury. It is a necessity for maintaining your mental, emotional, and physical health. When you prioritize self-care, you acknowledge that your well-being matters and that taking care of yourself is essential for living a balanced and fulfilling life. This investment is about more than just occasional pampering. It's a commitment to regular practices that nurture your body, mind, and spirit. Many people struggle with the idea of self-care because they confuse it with selfishness or feel guilty about taking time for themselves. The reality is that when you don't care for yourself properly, your ability to show up fully for others diminishes. Fatigue, stress, and burnout accumulate, and your overall quality of life suffers. By investing time in self-care, you replenish your energy reserves and cultivate resilience to face life's challenges with greater strength and clarity. This investment pays off in every area of your life, your relationships, your work, and your personal growth. Effective self-care starts with tuning into your needs and recognizing the signals your body and mind send when something is off balance. It requires paying attention to signs of stress, exhaustion, or emotional overwhelm before they escalate into more serious problems. This awareness allows you to take proactive steps to care for yourself rather than waiting until you hit a breaking point. Investing time in self-care means carving out intentional moments in your day or week dedicated to activities that restore and rejuvenate you. Self-care practices can be as simple or elaborate as you need them to be, tailored to what brings you peace and joy. For some, it might be a daily meditation or quiet moment of reflection. For others, it might be engaging in physical exercise, spending time in nature, or indulging in a creative hobby. Whatever form it takes, the key is consistency in making self-care a non-negotiable part of your routine. This regular attention reinforces that your health and happiness are priorities, not afterthoughts. Investing in self-care also means setting boundaries around your time and energy. It involves saying no to commitments or demands that drain you and saying yes to things that nourish you. Protecting your personal time is crucial because it ensures you have space to rest and recharge. When you treat your time as valuable and guard it fiercely, you send a clear message to yourself and others that your well-being is important. This mindset shift is essential for sustainable self-care. Mental and emotional self-care are equally important components of this investment. Taking time to process your feelings, practice mindfulness, or seek support when needed nurtures your inner world. It helps you build emotional resilience and reduces the impact of stress and anxiety. Activities like journaling, therapy, or simply talking to a trusted friend can be powerful tools for maintaining emotional balance. By caring for your mental health, you enhance your overall quality of life and ability to cope with difficulties. Physical self-care is fundamental as well. Nourishing your body with healthy food, getting adequate sleep, and engaging in regular movement are all vital aspects of caring for yourself. When you invest time in these practices, you improve your energy levels, boost your immune system, and support longevity. Physical self-care doesn't have to be complicated. Even small changes like taking a walk, stretching, or prioritizing hydration contribute significantly to your well-being. Another important part of investing time in self-care is cultivating joy and fun. Life is not just about responsibilities and obligations. It's also about experiencing happiness and pleasure. Making time for activities that make you laugh, relax, or feel alive is an essential part of nurturing your soul. Whether it's spending time with loved ones, engaging in a favorite pastime, or simply enjoying a good book or movie, these moments enrich your life and help you maintain balance. Investing time in self-care often requires challenging societal or cultural messages that equate busyness with worthiness or success. It means rejecting the notion that constantly pushing yourself to the limit is admirable or necessary. Instead, it embraces the idea that taking care of yourself is a sign of wisdom and strength. This shift in perspective allows you to prioritize self-care without guilt and to see it as an essential part of a healthy and productive life. It's also helpful to recognize that self-care evolves. Small wins are the incremental steps, the subtle shifts, the everyday actions that move you forward. They might seem insignificant in isolation. A completed task, a new habit formed, a positive choice made, but together they form the foundation for lasting success. Recognizing these moments helps you appreciate your effort and dedication rather than waiting for external validation or a major breakthrough to feel good about yourself. Celebrating small wins reinforces the idea that progress is happening right now, not just someday in the future. One of the main benefits of celebrating small wins is the boost it gives to your motivation. Achieving even minor goals releases dopamine, the brain's a feel-good neurotransmitter, which encourages you to keep going. This biochemical reward system makes it easier to maintain momentum, especially when the bigger goals seem daunting or far away. When you pause to acknowledge your achievements, you remind yourself that you are capable and effective, which strengthens your resolve and energy to tackle what's next. Another powerful aspect of celebrating small wins is how it builds confidence. Success breeds confidence, and confidence increases the likelihood of future success. By focusing on what you've accomplished, you counteract negative self-talk and self-doubt that might otherwise undermine your efforts. Each small win becomes evidence that you are making progress and that your hard work is paying off. This growing sense of capability helps you take on new challenges with greater courage and resilience. Celebrating small wins also nurtures a positive mindset. It shifts your focus from what's lacking or what's going wrong to what is working and what you have achieved. This positive perspective can improve your overall mental and emotional well-being by reducing stress and enhancing your sense of gratitude. Gratitude, in turn, deepens your appreciation for the journey rather than just a destination, making the process of growth more enjoyable and meaningful. It's important to recognize that celebrating small wins doesn't require grand gestures or external recognition. Sometimes a simple moment of acknowledgement is enough. A quiet smile, a mental note, or a brief journal entry noting your progress. Other times, you might choose to reward yourself with something small but meaningful, like a favorite treat, a relaxing break, or sharing your achievement with a supportive friend. The key is to make these celebrations authentic and aligned with what feels good and motivating to you personally. Incorporating the habit of celebrating small wins into your daily life also encourages mindfulness. When you actively look for and savor these moments of success, you become more present and engaged in your experiences. Mindfulness helps you slow down and appreciate the details, which deepens your connection to your efforts and results. This increased awareness fosters a greater sense of control and satisfaction in your journey. Another benefit of focusing on small wins is that it helps reduce the fear of failure. When you break big goals into smaller, manageable tasks and celebrate their completion, the overall challenge feels less overwhelming. This approach builds a sense of achievement step by step, making setbacks easier to handle and less discouraging. You begin to see mistakes and obstacles as part of the process rather than signs of defeat, which encourages persistence and adaptability. Celebrating small wins can also strengthen your relationships and support network. Sharing your progress with others invites encouragement, accountability, and connection. When you communicate your achievements, no matter how small, you create opportunities for others to celebrate with you and boost your morale. This social reinforcement can be incredibly motivating and remind you that you're not alone in your journey. Additionally, the practice of recognizing and celebrating small wins fosters a growth mindset. Instead of being fixated on fixed outcomes or perfection, you embrace the value of effort, learning, and improvement. You start to see challenges as opportunities to develop skills and knowledge, and each small win becomes a milestone on the path of continuous growth. This mindset empowers you to keep evolving and pushing forward regardless of immediate results. To make celebrating small wins effective, it helps to set clear, achievable goals and break larger objectives into bite-sized pieces. This structure allows you to track progress more easily and identify moments worthy of celebration. Whether it's finishing a chapter in a book, completing a workout, or having a difficult conversation, acknowledging these moments reinforces your commitment and creates positive habits. It's also helpful to cultivate self-compassion as you celebrate your progress. Recognize that growth is not always linear and that some days will be harder than others. Celebrating small wins reminds you to be gentle with yourself, to honor effort over perfection, and to appreciate the courage it takes to keep moving forward. This compassionate approach creates a healthier and more sustainable relationship with yourself and your goals. In essence, celebrating your small wins transforms your journey into a series of meaningful experiences rather than a distant or overwhelming quest. It enriches your self-perception, fuels your determination, and creates a cycle of positive reinforcement that propels you toward greater achievements. By making this practice a regular part of your life, you build a strong foundation of self-respect, motivation, and joy that supports your overall well-being and success. Surrounding yourself with positive energy is a fundamental aspect of cultivating a fulfilling and joyful life. The environment you create around you, both physically and emotionally, has a profound impact on your mindset, behavior, and overall well-being. Positive energy acts like a fuel that energizes your spirit, lifts your mood, and inspires you to be your best self. Conversely, negative energy can drain your vitality, cloud your judgment, and hold you back from reaching your full potential. Choosing to surround yourself with positivity is a conscious decision that influences every area of your life, from your relationships to your personal growth. The people you spend time with have one of the most significant effects on your energy levels and outlook. When you surround yourself with individuals who uplift, support, and encourage you, you create a nurturing space that fosters confidence and resilience. Positive people celebrate your successes, offer constructive feedback, and help you see the brighter side of challenges. Their optimism and enthusiasm are contagious, often inspiring you to adopt a similar attitude. On the other hand, spending time with negative or toxic individuals can sap your energy, breed doubt, and increase stress. Recognizing this influence empowers you to make intentional choices about who you allow into your inner circle. Creating an environment filled with positive energy also means cultivating spaces that promote calmness, creativity, and happiness. This can be as simple as decluttering your living area, adding elements that bring you joy, like plants, artwork, or lighting, or dedicating a corner for relaxation and mindfulness. Physical surroundings have a surprising impact on your mental state, and organizing your space to reflect positivity can enhance your mood and productivity. When you invest effort into making your environment pleasant and inspiring, you reinforce your commitment to self-care and well-being. Another important factor in surrounding yourself with positive energy is being mindful of the media and information you consume. Building a supportive environment is crucial for sustaining relentless growth. Surrounding yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and encourage you creates a positive feedback loop that propels you forward. Mentors, peers, and communities that share your values and aspirations provide guidance, accountability, and fresh perspectives. This network also offers emotional support during tough times, reminding you that growth is a collective journey and that you don't have to navigate it alone. Relentless growth requires flexibility and adaptability. Life is unpredictable and circumstances change, sometimes in ways that disrupt your plans. Being open to pivoting, trying new approaches, or redefining your goals ensures that you keep moving forward despite setbacks or changing conditions. This flexibility keeps your growth relevant and aligned with your evolving needs and priorities. Reflection is another powerful tool for growth. Regularly taking time to assess your progress, celebrate your achievements, and identify areas for improvement deepens your learning and enhances your self-awareness. Reflection allows you to pause and integrate experiences, ensuring that lessons are internalized rather than forgotten. It helps you maintain clarity and purpose on your path, making your growth more intentional and effective. The journey of relentless growth also involves cultivating a strong sense of purpose. Knowing why you want to grow and what you hope to achieve fuels your motivation and resilience. Purpose connects your daily actions to a bigger vision, giving meaning to the challenges and sacrifices involved. When your growth is purpose-driven, it becomes a source of inspiration and fulfillment rather than just a task or obligation. Embracing relentless growth encourages humility and gratitude. Recognizing that you are a work in progress fosters a mindset of openness and respect for others' journeys. Gratitude for the opportunities to learn and improve keeps you grounded and positive. This balance of ambition and appreciation creates a healthy dynamic that sustains long-term growth without burnout or frustration. Finally, keeping growing relentlessly transforms your life into a continuous adventure of discovery and self-mastery. It empowers you to navigate uncertainty with confidence, adapt to change gracefully, and unlock potentials you may not have realized